Try to bring you guys another high quality piece of entertainment. Let's get everything fired up here and we'll see what we can do. Looks like we're ready. And so here we go. Ready to fire. Bang, zoom. We are on. How you doing, guys? Happy Monday to you. It is indeed Monday. Thank God for that, huh? So, we're ready to go. Maybe we're going to get something going here. I don't know for sure. Trying to see if we got us a YouTube connection. It looks like I do. I'm just trying to get over here so I can watch it. It's not showing up just yet. We're kind of waiting around to see if they actually get around to showing it to me. So anyways, let's find out. We'll see. Oh, wait. I don't want that. So anyways, you guys can tell I'm kind of jacking around here trying to get us a YouTube viewer. That sometimes is generally only me. But here we go. Hey, there you go. Got a YouTube viewer. Myself. Got a Rumble viewer. Myself. And here we go for a Monday night show. Well, it's typical Monday, right? We're going to talk a little practice. Some ideas that I have. Practice ideas that I have for sure. I have a plan for the week as far as how I want to practice and how I want to try to progress and move forward. Last week just kind of didn't happen. Last week was kind of lost on things. So we're going to get back to it this week and try to be a little more focused. All around. I don't think just in terms of music and the channel. I think all around it's seemingly time to perhaps be a little more in focus. And with that, the opening monologue all done now. Let's get to the good stuff. We want to welcome the crowd. They're here again. Thanks for coming, guys. There you go. The live studio audience there got their tacos. They're happy. Happy as can be, right? Got free tacos. Who doesn't want tacos? We all like tacos. It was beef once again tonight. For those of you guys wondering, haven't gone back to the shrimp again. That's a special Friday night thing. The shrimp tacos are for Friday nights. You can't get those on Mondays. It's not how that works. And so yeah, things changing up. Going to be a little more focused on the music, on the channel, on lots of things, I think. I don't know. I know this is supposed to be a practice episode and all that. Sometimes stuff that goes on just kind of changes everything up a little bit. You got to adjust. And your mind changes, things change in your brain, things change all around you. It's kind of how it goes, I guess, right? So that's good. It's good in that it's made me feel much more focused in general, or at least I see the necessity for being a little more focused than I have been for the past few months. And maybe not on what some of you are thinking, just focused more on learning, getting better, and getting something accomplished there, having something to stand on and lean against, I also think that, it's going to make me a little more focused. I think I've kind of made the decision to go ahead with that second channel that I've been kind of kicking around for a couple months. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see the change behind me. That May not be that one. That might that one might be a little big, but something very similar is going to be up and behind me from now on. You know what? I just don't want to. I don't want to let other assholes decide what I can and can't think. I don't want to let them decide what I can and can't say. So, talking about practice this week, there's a couple of tunes that have been sticking out in my mind that I've been kind of learning that somehow vaguely seem appropriate. I mean, one obviously really fits better than the other. The second one is kind of, I get it if you look at it from the right point of view, a little bit different than the song was originally intended. But I'm learning to play Winds of Change, the Scorpions. And I mean, I was alive. I remember that. I remember the wall falling down. I remember Ronnie Reagan standing there, Mr. Gorbachev teared down this wall. I remember that shit. I remember the giant Metallica concert, like I was a high school kid. And so I've been learning to play that song, and it kind of just, it seems to fit right now. I don't know why. Today, whatever it was, I think that I started trying to play it yesterday, I believe. I don't know why it got picked. How it had skipped my mind or what have you, why it landed yesterday. But, I started playing it and thinking about the song as they were singing the song, listening to the song. And, man, it just kind of seems to fit, and I've played the shit out of the Star Spangled Banner the last few days, almost a week, whatever. That in and of itself is a little odd for me. I played it around the 4th of July because it seemed appropriate. It does again, and so I've been playing that a lot this week. And that's not the hardest song in the world, but I like to play it. It's makes you feel good to play it. Think about it. How it came to be, what it means, those kind of things. I mean, and that's, ultimately that's what this channel is about. The music and how the music grips you and grabs onto you and holds onto you and shakes you loose from this or holds you tighter to that. And that's the point of the channel. If you read the description for tonight's episode, talking about changes to the channel, ideas for the channel and the show. And, maybe that is my idea. Maybe I don't worry so much anymore about every show's about practice and that. Maybe every show just needs to be talking about music, man, and what you're feeling through that music and what you're learning from that music, what you're gaining from that music. Maybe I need to go down to 2 nights a week. Maybe there's not enough there for 3 nights a week. Maybe there is. Shit, maybe there's enough for 5 nights a week, if people were watching and wanting to talk about it as a way. Because, music is one of those things that can truly help you in rough times, in the spots where you don't know what to think, where you're not sure exactly how to react, and what does this mean to the previous 20 years of my life? What does it mean to the next 20 years of my life? And I think that's what I'm really beginning to come into, so to speak. And, if you watched Sunday's episode yesterday morning, the idea of a politically based channel has been floating around in my head for 25 plus years. And perhaps now's the time to go ahead and start that second channel. I don't want the music channel to be mixed up in that. I will do a separate channel. If it costs me viewers on one, so be it. But the music should be separate from all the other stuff. Because the music, I mean, for fuck's sake, it just really should not matter who you are and where you come from. Music is music, man. And it either grabs a hold of you and gives you something, or it doesn't. I mean, some people don't have that in them, I guess. I personally, I can't understand that. I couldn't imagine. What's a movie like with no soundtrack? It would be the shittiest movie. It would be the crappiest movie you ever saw. So, I mean, every life has to have a soundtrack, just like every movie has to have a soundtrack. But, I mean, that's the point of this channel. So I don't want to get mixed up into that other stuff. But it is going to bleed over. I am no longer going to keep what I think completely hidden away to coddle somebody else's fucking feelings. I don't care about your goddamn feelings anymore. Because one group certainly doesn't give a fuck about anybody else's except their own. And so I'm not either, But I don't want those to bleed into, I don't want this channel to be consumed with that. This channel is about music. This channel is about learning music and taking the good things, the fabulous things, the amazing things that music has to offer you, its ability to take a rough, nasty day and pull you up and help your hand find those bootstraps and help your hands grip those bootstraps and help your hands and your arms pull your dumbass up and out of whatever it is you're into. And that's the point of the channel. So maybe I need to worry a whole lot less about what I'm going to practice and how I'm going to practice it. And maybe these shows need to just be people who want to come onto the chats. I see we've got some viewers right now. That's fantastic. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Not going to lie to you, 5 viewers is pretty big for me. 5 viewers seems like big time because that means 3 of you are not me, and that's really cool. So, hey, 3 people that aren't me watching the show is pretty awesome. So maybe that's what these shows need to be, is a whole lot less of what do I want to practice and how do I want to practice, and more what's gripping me with the music, what's gripping you. Where are you guys out in the crowd, man? All you folks watching, you guys that are watching, the 3 of you, say something. Let me know what you want. Do you want to see? What do you guys want to see? What do you guys got to say? You got anything to say about the show, about anything else? Let's hear it, man. I mean, yeah, so maybe that's what this channel needs to be more about just the function of music in terms of one's life and the smiles, the inner peace, the joy, the stuff like that. And believe me, I am not, a hippy-dippy type, right? Like, I'm not all that, but I do really truly believe that there's peace and there's love and there's joy and there's fantastic things that music offers. Imagination that just begins to flourish and go crazy with good things, not with bad things. And it floods your brain with a desire to do more, play more, be better, play that faster. Play it as fast as James Hetfield plays it, and I can't ever, I could never stop talking about that in terms of music. Even on the days that I really just don't feel like I've got it in me, when I really don't think I want to play, I will do my 10 or 15 minutes, and you know what? Most days that 10 or 15 minutes turns into 30 or 40. Because it starts to work on you, and it starts to get a hold of you, and you just keep going, because it doesn't seem to matter if it's a good day, but I really just don't want to play because maybe I want to go do something else, whatever. Or if it's a bad day and I don't want to play, if it's just one of those days where I'm just not into it right now. Once it grabs you, it'll start to melt away what needs to be melted away, and it'll turn on the parts that it needs to turn on. It's like a crazy heat-seeking missile of happiness. I don't want to say contentment, because you're never content with your ability. You always want your abilities to be more, but it gives you some contentment, I guess, in the fact that, okay, okay. It's going to be all right. Let's play us a tune, man. And then everybody's got that song. Everybody has that tune that they play. Anybody that plays an instrument of any kind and is musical of some sort, I don't care if it's spoons or some shit, you have that one tune that, man, when I play that one, it's just, that's the one, man. Like, I love that song. We all have one. And so, you do your little bit of practice, you play that tune, and now you're wrapped up. Now you're going, man. And it's like, okay, let me play 2 more of their tunes. Let me play 3 more of their songs. And what about this one? And yeah, and I don't ever stop getting that from the music. And I hope that you don't either, and I hope that we're starting to have a place here where folks can come and talk about how they're doing, how they're learning, how's the music wrapping itself up around your world right now? Are you trying to learn how to make music and produce new songs? Are you just learning how to play an instrument? Have you forgotten more than I've ever known about playing an instrument? You just want to try it again? I mean, that's the whole point. To get a place for everybody to come and hang out and talk about playing music, man, and talk about the struggles in learning, talk about the struggles in your life and how the music helps you get through them, and how the music helps you pull past it, and how the music helps you move forward. And how the music can be the avenue forward for you in and of itself. Be the avenue forward. Not only show you the avenue, but be that avenue that you want to be on to move forward with your world. It's entirely possible that music can do that. It can unleash parts of your brain that you didn't know that you had, or that you hadn't exercised quite nearly enough, and it creates new things. And like I said yesterday on the show, I just can't help but want to create something brand new even more right now, because it seems like there's a purpose behind it. There would be a reason, a solid reason to do so. And so, that's definitely something that the music, again, here we go, where the music has gripped me and just said, hey man, you have this very, very, very meager amount of talent in this. But these last several days in this situation and the way things are, you need to use it. You need to do something with it. You should. Need may be too strong, I don't know. But that's what the last few days have brought. The desire to create something new and very specific and very somewhat pointed, in a good direction. I'm not saying I'm not gonna, I wouldn't want to. I don't want to try to put together a song that is mean and nasty. That's not my idea. But again, this is the first one of those kind of big situations that pops up in the world, right? Because they happen. They happen all the time. Well, they happen from time to time. Thankfully they don't happen all the time, and that's what makes them big things. That they don't happen all the time. But this is the first one of those that's come across where I have, again, some very meager, small amount of talent, but some amount of ability in an artistic field to create something. And no matter if anybody ever sees it or anybody ever knows that I tried to commemorate the moment somehow, I know I did. The 13 people that watch my videos will know. But I just feel driven to create and driven to move things along, move things forward for myself, for everyone around me. So it's kind of where it is. Look at that. We're up to 7 people. Thank you guys so much for watching. That means 5 people that aren't me watching the show right now. That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to check us out. I really do appreciate it. Really, truly appreciate it. Like the videos, comment on the videos, subscribe to the channel, please. And let's come together and make something, man. Something. Anything at all that is positive and revolves around music. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care where you've been. I don't care where you're going. I mean, how could I? How could I possibly care about those things? Just doesn't matter to me. If you want to talk about music, I want this to be the spot. I want this to be the community where we come and we talk about music, and it doesn't matter what you think about anything else, for the most part. And try to leave all that shit out of this. But understand at the same time who you're coming to and who hosts the community. So, I mean, there's obviously some expectations of my community of listeners and viewers. I think every quote-unquote content creator, I couldn't say, I would never necessarily call myself a content creator. But we all have expectations of where our audience is going to come from. We all are going to point our stuff at folks who kind of think like us to some degree. And, you know, I'm going to be plumb honest with you right now. I've got like 65 YouTube subscribers. I think I have 4 or 5 followers on Rumble. You know, I put up 4 videos a week, live videos for you guys a week. And all told, I'm probably getting 30, 40, 50 views a week, maybe an hour of your screen time in a week between those 50 views. So obviously they're real short. But having said all that, if the flag behind you is bothersome to you, I don't care anymore. It's still going to be a music channel. We're still going to talk about music and really not much else but music and life. But if that bothers you, then I guess see you later. You know, sorry to have to say that to some folks, but that's just it. I've reached a point where being nice and decent to folks and trying not to hurt their feelings is not something I'm going to be too much concerned about anymore. And again, while I don't want this channel to focus solely on that, that is definitely a part of it, because it's a part of me, and I am the one that makes the channel, obviously. Well, we've lost all our viewers, and somehow I guess I'm not surprised by that. And whatever. I don't care. I'm going to keep making these videos about music and talking about music, and I'm going to keep sharing my progress with you guys, and I'm going to keep talking about my plans and what I'm getting better at and what's not coming along as fast as I'd like it to. And I'm going to keep doing this, for a while, for as long as I possibly can. I'll keep doing it. And I am going to put together another channel. I'll get it going in the next couple of days. You'll see video number 1 on that channel pretty soon. Won't necessarily be a music channel, but given that I would rather not mix the two, we'll just come up with a new channel for the other half of what things I'd certainly have opinions on, and the other things that I'd certainly be able and willing to talk about for hours and hours live on camera every week. So that's going to come up. That's coming on. I mean, we're pretty short tonight. It's only been 25 minutes, but it is a Monday show. So practice this week. I'm going to keep practicing those tunes. The other one, geez, come see, I got totally sidetracked. So the other song has kind of been gripping me this week, along with Winds of Change, Scorpions. And again, that one's pretty self-explanatory as to why. That one makes sense that one would listen to that song and consider events from the last several days and how the two kind of really mesh together. The other one is a little more, may need a little more explanation. I don't know. The other one that I've been playing a lot of that seems somehow apropos, that seems somehow fitting of the situation and what's been going on. The other one is a Hoobastank tune, The Reason. Right, and if you take the love song out of it, as I've realized this week, the events of the last several days have made me desirous of being more focused, of getting more things accomplished, of doing more with my world and impacting other people's world more so in a good way, but do it more than I already have. Put forth more than what I have. And so I listen to that song as I'm learning to play it, and it really, sorry about that, and it really, really starts to make sense to me. You know, I found a reason for me. I found a reason to change who I used to be. And it seems to fit right now. And I don't think I'm the only person out there right now who thinks that there is now a reason to change what I've been up to, and a reason for me to show things to people that I've never showed to people, and to accomplish things I've never accomplished before, and to speak in places where I've never chosen to speak before. And you know, the sad thing, the crazy thing is, and we'll get into this on the other channel. I don't want to get into it too much on this channel. You know, to hold the views that one holds, you sometimes are actually truly putting your life on the line. I'm not. I'm a nobody. Nobody gives a shit what I have to say. Nobody cares. But, you know, there are people out there who are going to start speaking up, and who have started to speak up, that are truly putting their lives at risk to do so. And that's the reason. There is you know, we all know the reason. I hope we all know the reason. So that's the other one that's kind of gripping me this week, and I'm learning it, and it's not very hard. I'm learning a fairly simple version of it, but it's a melody. I'm learning the melody part. And I've got it down fairly well. You know, I can play it pretty well. I still miss a few here and there. There's not a song out there that I don't make mistakes on. Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of what's been going on with the music this week. That's how the music has been grabbing me this week. And as I said, other events have caused me to want to focus more and think of other songs that are befitting of the situation and try to learn those too. I don't know that does anything for anybody, but, you know, it does for me, and then I can come here and talk about it with you guys. And hopefully it helps somebody else to kind of think of, oh, yeah, that is a good tune, and maybe I should play it and think some things through. Yeah. So, you know, we're about a half hour tonight. I don't really, you know, I can talk a lot more about practice for sure. I'm trying practice in terms of practice. I'm still working with the MIDI and still trying to get a lot of that figured out and get stuff that sounds okay. I just keep running, and I think a lot of what I'm running into with the MIDI is the lack of powerful computing. I think that's hamstringing me a little bit right now, because it seems like there's things I can, sounds and samples and stuff like that I can put in, and they just don't come through even to the headphones, and I can hear the computer slow down and the music slow down, and the brains of the computer start whirring, you know, the computer winds up, and so I think that's kind of hamstringing me with trying to make music, because on the MIDI, because it definitely means I have to pick specific sequences that will actually play through and not bog the machine down, so I can actually hear what's going on and get a decent track out of it. So I mean, that was part of my practice this week, but, you know, again, since last Monday, it's been you know, there's a lot going on, man, and it doesn't mean I haven't played. It doesn't mean I haven't practiced, like I said. But that's kind of what's going on with that MIDI. I had some stuff the other day that sounded pretty good. I did get some stuff recorded on that Line 6 JM4 looper. Played around with that. Not a lot, but probably about an hour this week. between a guitar and a bass, both. And I got some stuff recorded on that, and I kind of liked it. It came out pretty well. I liked it. It sounded correct to my ear. Sounded like it was flowing pretty well, and I was in the right portion of the neck. And I've been messing around. There's a guy that plays bass. His name is Aram Bedrosian, right? Arbedrosian. He's amazing. You should go check him out. He's on Spotify. He's in another band, I believe it's called A Mysteria, something like that. A Mysteria. I'm pretty sure it's A Mysteria. Guy's an amazing bassist. Just crazy good and insanely good. Anyways, checking out some of his stuff this week. I've been listening to it for a while, but was listening to some of it this week, and started using some of his parts. Played differently, of course, but in the same area of the fretboard with the bass to just try and improvise some stuff and come up with something new and different. And I was having a little luck with that, in my opinion. It was sounding kind of cool. It got to be maybe monochromatic is what I would say. Monoscale. I mean, I found some things I liked and some tones that I was digging, and some patterns that I was liking, but I wasn't really moving up and down the fretboard, okay? I was in the same, 4 to 5 notes. So there wasn't a lot of variance to it, but it was the beginning of something. And that, obviously continues to spark the interest and kind of feel that fire. It's like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool, man. That just makes me want to keep going and want to play some more and want to play some more. And, that's what I needed this week. That's what a lot of people, I think, needed this week. And hopefully some folks got it somehow. I hope everybody got it somehow, whatever it is. But for me, it's music. For you folks watching the show, hopefully it's obviously music as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here watching my dumb ass. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the week ahead is that's what it's going to be. It's going to be busy. I'm going to be doing a lot of other things. I have a lot of personal stuff going on this week. Good things for the channel, good things for me. But I got a lot of stuff going on this week as well, so we're going to try to squeeze in some practice, maybe some new pedal practice. Want to get into that Moorer GE100 and play with it some more. Play some more with the Moorer. Oh, good Lord, that was funny as hell. Anyways, so we're going to get that GE100 from Moorer, M-O-O-E-R. I'm going to get that thing out this week, and I'm going to play with it some more. And that's going to be part of the week. It's going to be one of those. I got to buy me a coffee set up now. You can find a link in the description. I do have a Patreon page set up. I don't quite understand exactly how that one works and if I really need it, because I don't have any reason to ask you guys for memberships just yet. But there's a Buy Me Coffee link. If you would like to, please throw some money in the Buy Me Coffee link. Help me out. Help the show. Keep us going. Get us a proper size flag in the back. And who knows? Maybe that's the right size. Actually, it doesn't look too awful bad on camera, right? It is quite a bit of the screen, but I don't necessarily care. I don't really care anymore. This is America, Jack. And thank God it's America. And, yeah. Good Christ, you. Yep. So, well, gang, I guess we might as well go ahead and shut her down for the night. We've got about 35 minutes in. We got a couple of viewers. How's it going out there in YouTube land? And nice to see you. Thanks for coming by, even though you just went away. Boy, they don't stay for long, do they? Sometimes, you just... I just keep doing these shows. Nobody watches them, man. I'm getting 15, 18 views on most of my videos. And, it's a little disheartening. Don't get me wrong. That perhaps I'm doing better than I think. I'm just not getting the distribution that I need, or that would be more helpful. Maybe I do have a decent show. It doesn't seem like it. But I'm going to keep doing it, and hopefully they're going to get a little better, and we'll get a little more focused, and we'll get the ship righted, and start churning out stuff that people like to see, that people want to watch. You know, conversations about music, man, talking about music and talking about the world. And I don't know. Maybe the two just need to wrap right up. Maybe I don't need to start a second channel. Maybe I just need to make this a channel about music and the world. Music and life. You know, maybe the whole channel just needs to be life and music. Every time, every episode, 4 times a week, we talk life and music. What's going on in life? What's going on in music? Maybe that's what we do. And we throw a few things in there here and there, some guitar reviews, bass reviews, gear reviews. Throw a little bit of that in, but maybe we just make this channel more all-encompassing in terms of the world itself and what's going on in the world, and how do we navigate it with music. What kind of music do we create? What kind of music do we listen to work through some of that? Maybe that's the right path. I don't know. I'll keep thinking about it. But either way, that kind of thing is coming from me. I'm not going to hold it anymore. I'm not going to stay back anymore. I'm not going to keep nearly as quiet as I have. Because that just hasn't done any good. It just hasn't done any good. So, yeah. So that's pretty much going to be that one. So, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming by and checking out the channel, watching the videos. Give us a likes. Give us some likes on the videos. Subscribe to the channel. Leave us some comments anywhere. Any of the videos. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Good, better, otherwise. I'd sure love to hear it. If you got something special you want to talk about, let's hear it. You want to send me an email? You can send me an email. High Desert Music Channel, all one word, all lowercase, at gmail.com. That's High Desert Music Channel at gmail.com. All lowercase, all one word. If you got something special, you just want some marginal advice and you don't want to do it on the air, send me an email. I'm full of marginal advice, man. I got bad ideas about everything. So, let's have them. Let me know. Can I help you in some way? How can I be of service to you, my viewer? Let me know. Ultimately, I think that's, to some degree, I really, honestly, and truly believe that attitude is just the bee's knees. How may I be of service to you today? That's important. For me, for you, for all of us, for the social contract, for the world at large. That seems to me to be just one hell of an attitude to carry through the day. How may I be of service to you today? So, gang, I noticed, this is a sidebar, total sidebar. I noticed the other day, the videos are kind of getting cut off at the end. So I'm going to try something new. I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to get up and walk away. I'm going to leave this camera running and let you guys look at the cactus and the stripes and watch that for a couple of minutes and then end the stream, in the hopes that the entire video that I'm trying to get out to you gets out to you. Sunday's video got cut off in both places that it went up. One more than the other, but both lost a couple of minutes of the video, and I kind of thought they were good minutes that mattered a little bit to the video. So in the hopes of not having that happen this week, I'm going to get up and walk away for 3 to 5 minutes and then come back into the frame and stop the stream. So again, I really, truly, honestly thank you guys so very much for stopping by and checking me out and giving the channel a look. I'm trying hard to come up with stuff that people want to see and figure out what kind of a music show I can put together that's kind of not like anybody else's. And I appreciate anybody that comes by to watch the show. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment. All of those things are hugely, hugely helpful for me. And if you want to see, the show get a little bigger and get a real audience where we can start having some conversations with the crowd and answering questions from the crowd and talking about what you guys out there in the viewing audience want to talk about. So share the show with anybody you can think of that might want to see it. Even people that aren't musically oriented, but maybe people that are questioning what's going on after this week, after last week, and want to hear a different perspective on it that doesn't necessarily involve what a lot of other people are talking about. And it's not that those people shouldn't be talking about it, but while I am not 100% against including it here, I'm going to speak on it in a little bit different manner on this particular channel. So hey, there you go. Hello, thanks for watching. And yeah, that's going to be kind of the thing. And I guess it looks like Salt Lake is tuning in. Salt Lake is on watching the show tonight. Yes, indeed. Good times to be had in Salt Lake, I've been told. But, who knows? I've heard them folks over in Salt Lake know how to throw down. But, anyhow, thanks for watching from Salt Lake. We sure appreciate it. And, yeah, I mean, share the show. Like I was saying, we're kind of in the closing out here. Share the show with anybody you can think of that wants to talk about music and wants to listen to how music in the world wrap up into somebody else's life and the struggles and the things that I deal with in terms of learning music and life and blah blah. And like I said, I think maybe we head this channel more in a direction of a consistent life and music episodes, 3-4 times a week as opposed to just once. And not try to focus so much on practice and stuff like that. I don't know. But, again, thanks for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Keep your eyes out. That second channel will be popping up pretty soon. And we'll get into it in another spot. And hello. See, there we go. Got 2 viewers tonight. And we're back up to 6 on the viewer tab, and so that means 4 of you are not me. So for the 4 of you who are not me, I truly appreciate you watching the show. If you're just catching on, we've been typically as per usual, we're just kind of talking about how music wraps up in the world and how it pulls you through the shitty parts and the good stuff you can get out of it. The explosion in your imagination's abilities, the increase in desire to learn something. Yeah, and that's kind of where we've been tonight. So, I think we're going to shut her down and maybe give it up for the night. We're see how it goes. Again, I don't know, man. I've made the choice. I've made the decision. There needs to be. I'm going to do another channel. That's obviously focused vastly different than this channel. That'll be a couple days. I'll get it up. I'll get something going. and get something on there and get a name and get all that stuff. And again, I just think it's time. I think it's time for a lot of things to be different, for myself, for the world, the people in general. And it certainly seems to me, anyway, that it's moving in the correct direction. That things are, I think it's moving correctly. I don't think that everybody needs to agree, but you damn sure got to be able to talk about it. Because it's just ridiculous. So there's where my practice is going to be this week. My practice is going to be on those songs I was talking about, The Reason, and Winds of Change. See if I can't come up with something special and new, maybe based on those two, somehow based off of those two, I don't know. Somehow work it in. But I just feel, like I said, a whole lot more focused to create something this week, these last several days, than I have before. And not just create my dumbass on camera talking about stuff that really doesn't matter all that much to most people. Create something that's somehow meaningful and lasting. Somehow important, even if it's only meaningful and lasting and important to me and the 6 other people on the planet that ever see it. But the desire to create it, the desire to refocus everything and use that new focus to create things, that's going to be the practice this week. That's what I want to practice. That's what I want to work on this week. Playing the songs better, and yeah. So, anyways, as I said, we're going to try something new because the videos have been getting cut off. So I am going to walk away and go light up a cancer-causing combustible treat and have some fun with that one. And so you know what, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming by and checking out the show. Like the videos, subscribe to the channel, share the shows, the videos, share them with anybody you think might want to see it. Anybody, as I like to say, anybody in your contact list that's not going to get pissed off about you send them a stupid video link, send it to them for me. Whether they watch it or not, at least the video got shared. And we all know that the algorithm loves a share. So like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks for checking us out, guys, here at the High Desert Music Channel. I will be back on Wednesday. And I think the shows are just going to kind of continue like this, man. I think every episode's just basically going to be kind of life and music with a little bit of practice thrown in there, a little bit of gear talked about. I don't know that I'm going to really worry too much about structure and things like that with my show. I think I would rather my show just, let's talk about music and get an audience and get some folks in these chats so that we can answer questions, so that I can ask people in the chat questions, and have an interaction and have a group where we talk about it, and have a group where we learn together, have a group where we grow our musical talent and our musical abilities together, and we kind of forget about some of that other stuff. Not completely leave it at the door and walk away, but put it way in the background and just play some music for an hour 3 or 4 times a week. Just get together and talk about music, man, and forget some other stuff for an hour a night, 3 or 4 nights a week, 3 nights, 1 morning, something like that. Stick to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday schedule. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. We're going to keep them coming. I know these videos are kind of crappy, and we don't get a lot of viewers, and I'm going to start a second channel that's probably going to be just as bad. But so be it, And I thank you for watching. I really do. I appreciate you coming by. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It's hugely helpful for me. I'm going to walk away and let you guys check out that fantastic flag behind me. And, take some time while you're looking at that flag. Think about it. Just think about it. I don't need to give anybody any direction other than that. Think about it. Just think about it. And I'll be back in a few minutes, and I'll shut this video down. But I don't want these to get cut off anymore. And as I said, for those of you who didn't hear me, the last few videos have been getting cut off. So I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to leave just the screen, the background up for 3 to 5 minutes, and then turn the stream off in the hopes that the spoken parts of the episodes don't get cut off anymore. So once again, thank you so much. Truly, really, really, truly appreciate anybody that comes by and checks this video out anytime, tonight, tomorrow, 10 years from now, whatever. Thanks for watching us here at High Desert Music Channel. We surely appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Mountain Time. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Mountain Time. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.